All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who rule well, and honor and salutation to those of you who are of the hopeful elect and are out there teaching the word in sincerity and truth. Okay, so I pretty much wanted to add my 2 cents to this unity camp thing. it seemed like it seemed like every every few months they do a unity camp somewhere, and it's our responsibility to speak against things that are not in line with the scriptures, right? Not in line with what we've learned, not in line with what the scriptures say, and not in line with the spirit and how the spirit is moving. And I just wanted to put my own 2 cents on it, and hopefully it's edifying. So, sluggy. So this is in response to Elder Gabar's response, Elder Apostle Gabar, excuse me, in response to the Elder Apostle Tahar's video. Um, so I'm going to use this scripture here. This is one of the scriptures that the Elder Apostle used. I want to use it as well, but I wanted to say this that um, these men in these unity camps that take part in them don't take the scriptures very seriously. They don't take what the scriptures say very they don't take it to heart. They don't you know hold on to it for dear life, if you will. And the reason, excuse me, I'm fucking yawning like a goddamn. And the reason I say that is because the, the scriptures are very clear. You can see it in Elder Apostle Tahar's video. You can see it in Elder Apostle Gabar's video. That the scriptures are very clear on the importance of a group, whatever group it is, whatever whatever you decide to do and coming together. You have to make sure that everything that everyone is saying is in line with one another. And while I was saying that made me think of this, right? If you The scriptures talk about us being a body. Matter of fact, let me go to that. Let me go to that. Open up another one of these. I think it's 1 Corinthians 12. I think. Uh, Use this analogy really quick. 1 Corinthians 12, and I'll start at 12. So it says, "For as the body is one and hath many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is Hamashiach," right? And the reason why I want to use this analogy is because Esau got this thing that he does called where they take the organs from one person who is gone, right? Who was maybe, I don't know, maybe like if you watch the movie John Q, the organ that they ended up getting, or the heart that they ended up getting, came from a chick that had gotten a car accident, right? But she was a healthy person. She just happened to die, you know, um, by getting in a car accident, by some freak accident, and they were able to take her heart and use it for John Q's son, right? But one thing that they have to make sure of when they do that is that the blood type is the same, right? So even when you're a part, a body part from another body that is coming into a different body, right? You have to make sure that that new body part is in line with the other body parts. So, and same thing where if you were to take a motor, do a motor swap, like I've done that now, or I've seen it done on two different occasions, one in my own car and one in the Elder Adama's car, and one of his cars. Um, you have to make sure that the engine is compatible with the. You can't take an engine out of a Rav4 and put it in a Corvette. It ain't gonna be the same Corvette, right? You got to take the same type of motor, the same type of parts to from one light car and put them in another light car, because you're gonna have to marry those the rest of the parts that tie into that together, right? So to do that, they have to be the same thing, right? It has that you use it. You can't take a car that has that uses premium unleaded and then take a diesel engine and put it in. It won't work. It won't work, right? So everything has to be in line, and it's the same thing in this truth, man. You guys may be from different bodies. You guys may be from I don't know. I didn't know who the camps were. I know Sakari was there. I know some other groups was there. The only one I really was more familiar with was Sakari's group. But you guys may be from different bodies, right? But if you're not in line with each other, the body is going to be dysfunctional, man. The body is going to be dysfunctional. It's not going to work. Okay? So let me keep reading in this. It says, "For by one Spirit are we all baptized into one body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one Spirit. For the body is not one member, but many. If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body?" Right? So this is going to go into more saying the same thing, right? We all gotta be congruent, man. We all gotta be on the same page. If you're not, then again the body's gonna be dysfunctional, right? And I asked the question, right? What when you say unity, or let me see, you know what? Let's do this. I know the elder Apostle Bar did this already, but let's do it again. Let's see. Unity definition: the state of being united or joined as a whole, right? Union, unification, integration, amalgamation, right? There's more. Federation, confederation, right? So if you look at it, right, you look here, it says the number one, right? So unity comes from the word unit, right, which means one, right? So what is the one thing that you're unifying on? Can you say you can make the argument and say, well, we're joining together because we're all Israelites, and that's the one thing that we're joining on, right? But let's go to the scriptures, right? I think it's to see if that's a sufficient enough answer. Boom. Romans 9:6, it says, "Not as though the word of the Most High have taken none effect, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel." You see? So that can't be the one thing that you join on, because not all Israelites are the Israel of the Most High, man. So what are you unifying to? What is the one thing that makes you a unit? It has to be the doctrine, man. It has to be what is spoken. It's important, man. It's important that these different groups that they get together, that they all speak the same thing. Now, if you want to have a unity camp and all of y'all have the same doctrine, I can't say anything about that. I can't say anything about that. If everything that you teach, another man teaches, the only thing we can get together, well, the only thing I would say against it is if your whatever you're teaching was against the scriptures. But if all of you guys are getting together and you all agree on the same thing, and every part of your doctrine has congruity, then I can't say anything about that. All right, I won't be taking part of it. But as long as you guys are all saying the same thing, then it would make more sense. But all these unity camps that get together, all the doctrine is different, right? So let's go back over here. I think it was. Right, so this is 1 Corinthians 1 and 10. The elder Apostle Gabar read this. It says, "Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Yahushua Hamashiach, that ye all speak the same thing, and that there be no divisions among you, but that ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind," right? Same mind, and in the same judgment. Now, the reason why I harped on that, right? Because Esau, his one of the tools that he used to keep us away from each other was divide and conquer, right? And the reason why that worked, Salakia, and the reason why that worked is because we didn't have the same focus. Our, like the scriptures talk about our eye being single, right? Right. Imagine how different the story would have been of the Maccabean brothers who were all destroyed if they didn't have that level of focus on what their focus was on pleasing the Most High. So they were able to take that pain. They were able to take the persecution of Antiochus because they were focused. They had the same mind, right? Now, if somebody were to come and bust that unity camp up, how what would be the thing to say? No, we're all sticking together. What would make you all glued together? Nothing, because you're not of the same mind. And really, what happens when you have that kind of group where nobody necessarily agrees with each other? You murmuring behind each other's back. You know, the unity camp breaks up. You see how that nigga was looking at me? Yeah, he was looking at me funny, man. He was trying to be their unity together, but the niggas was looking at me sideways and shit. And that's what happened. You start murmuring behind each other's backbiting, because you all don't agree with each other, man. You guys are not of the same mind, right? So I wanted to show a couple of scriptural examples here, real quick. I just got to see something real quick. Salakia, let me pause this here, Salakia. All right, so I wanted to go into the scriptures and show you something, right? The level of it, how important it is to here, how important it is, to speak the same thing, right? So this is Acts 15:1. Okay, it says, "And certain men which came down from Judea taught the brethren and said, Except ye be circumcised after the manner of Moses, ye cannot be saved. When therefore Paul and Barnabas had no small dissension and disputation with them, they determined that Paul and Barnabas and certain other of them should go up to Jerusalem unto the apostles and elders about this question." Right? So it was such a big deal. So we gotta resolve. They was arguing about this shit. Not let me not say shit. They was arguing about this difference of opinion, and so much so that they was like, "Look, y'all gonna have to go down there and talk to the elders right now." For us now in this day and age, the elder apostles are a phone call away. But Paul and Barnabas had to go all the way from Antioch to Jerusalem to find out one question, to find out one thing. That's how important it was to them that they set sail on a boat, right, to go down. Matter of fact, I had pulled it up, right. So they went from here, Antioch, all the way down to Jerusalem to ask one question. Do you know how far this is? This scale here is 250 miles, right? So I usually like take it like a little post-it and line it up. But let me see, do it with my finger. I know you can't see this, but do it with my finger. It's over 250 miles, right? So that's like a drive. Damn, that's a drive. It's not a bad drive actually. So it's about a. I mean, that might be a 3-hour drive, 2.5-hour drive, 3-hour drive, right? But they got on a boat, which is going to take probably much. I don't know. I don't know how long it is. But the point is this: they went above and beyond to find out the answer for one thing, so they could make sure that they all spoke the same thing, man. So let me keep reading this. It says, and being brought on their way by the church, they passed through Phoenicia and Samaria, declaring the conversation of the Gentiles, and they caused great joy unto all the brethren. And when they were come to Jerusalem, they were received of the church and of the apostles and elders, and they declared all things that the Most High had done with them. But there rose up certain of the sect of the Pharisees which believed, saying that it was needful to circumcise them and to command them to keep the law of Moses. And the apostles and elders came together for to consider of this matter. And when there had been much disputing, right? Why? Because they didn't agree with each other, right? Peter rose up and said unto them, men and brethren, ye know how that a good while ago the Most High made choice among us, that the Gentiles by my mouth should hear the word of the gospel and believe. And the Most High, which knoweth the hearts, bear them witness, giving them the Holy Spirit, even as he did unto us, and put no difference between us and them, purifying their hearts by faith. Now therefore, why tempt ye the Most High to put a yoke upon the neck of the disciples, which neither our fathers nor we were able to bear? But we believe that through the grace of the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, we shall be saved, even as they. Then all the multitude kept silence and gave audience to Barnabas and Paul, declaring what miracles and wonders the Most High had wrought among the Gentiles by them. And after they had held their peace, James answered, saying, men and brethren, hearken unto me. Simeon hath declared how the Most High at the first did visit the Gentiles to take out of them a people for his name. And to this agree the words of the prophets, as it is written. After this I will return and will build again the tabernacle of David, which is fallen down, and I will build it again with the ruins thereof, and I will set it up. And the residue of men might seek after the Lord, and all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called, saith the Lord, why doeth all these things? Known unto the Most High are all his works from the beginning of the world. Wherefore my sentence is that we trouble not them which from among the Gentiles are turned to the Most High, but that we write unto them that they abstain from pollutions of idols, and from fornication, and from things strangled, and from blood. So I read all of that to say this, right? Their summit, right, or their council or their meeting was to iron out their differences, man. Not to get together to, what are you doing? What are you doing in a unity camp that you can't do in your location, or in Chicago, or in where your camp normally holds camp, or where your camp normally holds camp? What do you need to get together for? That's all vanity, man. That's all to make yourselves look like something that you're not. Niggas always want to do something more than what they look. This is what, don't you know? This is what Saul's problem was. Saul was told to do something a certain way. He didn't. Thought he was doing the right thing, and what happened? The Lord destroyed his ass, man. Jake always trying to do something other than what the Lord told him to do. Just go out, have your camp, teach the downfall of America, tell the 12 tribes that they're the Israelites, show them the sign, and move on with your day. Jake is incredible, man. They gotta do everything under the sun but what the Lord told them to do. Just do what the Lord told you to do, man. All right? So I wanted to show you one more thing. And Paul did, and just to show you the danger of being together when y'all don't agree with each other, right? So if you know the story, Paul was in some trouble here. I think he was in Ephesus at this time, right? And he was being apprehended, right? And what he did here was he used a tactic to get away, right? And I'm gonna show you, right? So this Acts 23:6, it says, but when Paul perceived that one part were Sadducees and the other Pharisees, he cried out in the council, men and brethren, I am a Pharisee, the son of a Pharisee. of the hope and resurrection of the dead, I am called in question. And when he had so said, there arose a dissension between the Pharisees and Sadducees, and the multitude was divided. For the Sadducees say that there is no resurrection, neither angel nor spirit, but the Pharisees confess both. And there arose a great cry, and the scribes that were of the Pharisees' part arose and strove, saying, we find no evil in this man, but if a spirit or an angel have spoken to him, let us not fight against the Most High. So he used a tactic, man. He said, okay, these niggas is against each other anyway. I'm going to use this to my advantage. And the tension went from him onto their differences, man. We're supposed to be prophesying against America. We're supposed to be in these camps, right? A sacrifice to the Lord, and hopefully in hopes that he'll see it as a sweet savor to deliver us out of here, man. I believe that these people that go to these unity camps don't believe that America is going to be destroyed. Why isn't that the thing that you're joined on? America's getting ready to be destroyed, right? But but that's it, man. That's all I had. Those were my two mites, my 2 cents, if you will. Hopefully that was edifying. As always, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Rachah Dash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who rule well. Honor and salutation to those of you who have no With that, I say shalom.